Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and get ready for an incredible interview with Sky, formerly of LMFAO, and doing incredible things on his own. He's got a new album, and I can say this on camera, fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Make sure to check it out on iTunes everywhere. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade. So excited to have joining me in the studio multi-platinum artist. I got Sky. Everybody knows Sky from LMFAO.
What's up?
And now he has an 8 in front of his name. First of all, I gotta ask you, what the heck is this 8 thing in front of Sky?
Oh man, well you know, 8, I had a long history with my name. I had like a million rap names and all these different things. And Sky is my real name. And so 8 is like infinity. And I had come all the way back, like full circle to my name, and I love it now because it really represents who I am. And so I put the 8 there because I'm going to be Sky forever. And so that's what, you know, I just want a little more meaning to my name. And then also I put, instead of Gordy, instead of a G, I put the 6 because I was born in '86. So now that's how I spell my name.
See, here's the problem. This is why you're a music artist and I'm not. You just made something so simple sound so deep.
Thank you, brother.
And thoughtful and spiritual. You're like, I went to infinity and back, and I'm like, this is how this guy writes 30 songs for a new album.
Exactly.
First of all, how the heck do you write 30 songs for a new album?
You know, I feel like I didn't even write. After 7 songs, I stopped writing. And then I just get behind the booth and I just start feeling like a stream of consciousness, straight up. It's a part of me, man. I'm telling you, man, this music is just in my soul, and I love it. And so we made this 30-song project because I recently turned 30, and that's the last birthday I'll ever celebrate, because people always say, I'm 30 years old. I'm 30 years young forever. You know what I mean? Dude,
I'm going to be 40. Let me tell you something. 40 is the new 30. So
that's exactly right.
You just got to say, like, enjoy it.
Enjoy it, man. You know what I mean?
You do enjoy life, though.
I do.
You know, I was reading, I had the updated bio, and I remember the first time I met you, and I'm like, this guy parties. But you're like living like a nutritional lifestyle now. You're talking to me about meditation.
That's right.
Walk me through this whole lifestyle change you've gone through.
Well, it's fuck yeah. That's my lifestyle.
It's a movement.
It's a movement. It's a revolution because, you know, there's all these people in the world looking. I see all this trouble in the news and all these things, and I had to find within myself, within my art, how I can better myself, how I can enlighten myself. And so fuck yeah, you know, when you say fuck yeah, you're so excited. It's like astonishment, excitement, or accomplishment. That's what I want in every aspect of my life, and that's what I want to bring to people, whoever comes across me or whoever listens to my music. So fuck yeah, it's just an overall, like, evolution of myself as a person. So, you know, I cook my own food for the most part. I mean, I go out and I do my thing a little bit. But, and I'm very conscious about that stuff because I want to party forever. I'm seeing people, man, I'm seeing people that I knew 5 years ago in the club. I see them in the club today and they look like they're 30 years older.
Man, people, that lifestyle just ages you.
I'm saying.
The drugs
I mean,
and the alcohol.
You see my skin.
It's perfect.
I'm drinking Don Julio 1942. You know what I mean? Agave. Mess with that wheat, man. Mess with that vodka.
Once again, he took something like fuck yeah and took a whole prophetic approach to it. You know what I loved? Before we got started, my DP was in here, and we're doing these Instagram stories. It's a language that's foreign to me, and he has you doing tags. And I'm like, this is why I could never do what you do. Give me an example of the tag you were just doing.
Yo, what up? This your boy Sky, AKY the Fly Guy. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask why. And I'm chilling right here in the studio doing it real.
See, and then I'm like, if I did it, it would be like, hi, I'm Arthur Kade. I host Behind the Velvet Rope. And then you had me doing it like your way.
Oh, that's sick, man. You gotta say, oh, I'm Arthur Kade. Got the hoes in the parade.
All right,
sipping lemonade.
I want you to rate my tag. Ready? Yo, 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 this is Arthur Kade. I'm sipping some lemonade out of the hose of...
I got hoes like a parade.
I got hoes like a parade. Can't you tell? Woo! I'm made.
That's right.
That was clutch, right?
Dab.
Forget LMFAO. Forget Red Foo.
Hit a dab.
On. Oh, that Cam Newton thing?
Bang. There it is. And now we good.
I'm like, I have like a disorder. I'm like, all right, man. So talk to me. Like, you know, LMFAO, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Part of this, talk about starting a movement. Now, everybody, you had the EDM movement, and now I feel like it's starting to kind of fall off a little bit, but you guys were the beginning of that whole thing. I mean, the party anthem, getting people going in clubs, seeing pop music go into clubs. When you saw that what you guys had began to explode, what were your thoughts?
You know, really, it's like manifestation really works. And it's something that's so amazing, because if you really believe something in your heart and your soul, and me and Fu, we looked at each other when we started and we said, we're going to be #1 around the world, and we're going to sell at the Staples Center. And we were #1 around the world twice, and we sold out the Staples Center. And so for me, it's like, wow, man, you know, and I started at LMFAO, I was just turned 20, and so for me, it's like, wow, you can really achieve anything you want if you really believe it in your soul, if you really believe that. And so that was one of the most amazing lessons that I learned from this whole thing. It's like, don't let anybody fool you, because everybody has their ideas of what's possible. It only depends on you, you know what I mean?
So let me ask you have all this success. You've become a worldwide name. Why end it? Like, I would have kept that gravy train going for the next 30 years. I would have been like LMFAO with canes on stage and wheelchairs. Why decide to say goodbye and kind of pursue your solo careers?
I mean, that's a complicated answer, but I feel like, you know, man, dealing with this music business, which I like to call business music because the business comes first.
That's right.
You cannot truly express yourself as a creative person all the way. You know, that's why I'm so thankful that I got off of Interscope. I was fighting for 2 years just to get off of the record label. But it's, you know, for me, I'm creative. You know, I'm very creative, and art comes from the heart from the start. That's something I always say. And it started to become about demographics, and it started to become about this, and it wasn't about back to the basics, the real reason. Not to say that me and Fu wouldn't do another LMFAO or something like that, because we have that magic between us. But
are there ever discussions about that? Are there ever discussions like, hey, it's been X number of years, let's light up the Grammys and get back together?
I feel like everybody else is discussing it. You know, me and Fu don't even really talk. So
you guys just talk about the Lakers or something.
Nah, I mean, we don't talk.
Oh, there's no relationship whatsoever?
Not really, no. But all love to him. You know, I hope that he's successful in what he does. But for me as an artist, I'm an artist, you know. People look at me in LMFAO and they see one thing. But I was a young man, you know, I dropped out of high school, lived in my car and all these things. I worked construction and quit that job just to go to Miami with Fu. And so for me, it was like, man, I had to really understand what this lifestyle was. And it's definitely a big part of me, you know, the LMFAO, that's, you know, it's a part of who I am. But there's a lot more to the story, you know.
Was it, when you got away from that, was it difficult to shed the LMFAO shell? Like, people would see Sky Blue at that time, and it was like LMFAO Sky Blue. Did you want them just to see Sky Blue and now Sky? Was it difficult to get away from who they thought you were?
Well, you know, I felt like the more you try to get away from something, the more
it pulls you back.
Like
the Godfather.
It's about accepting it, you know? LMFAO is a part of me, but it's not all of who I am. Those songs I wrote in LMFAO, I did because I knew Fu would like them, you know what I mean? And I knew that it was a part of our brand. But if I'm gonna do something on my own, I'm gonna do an album called Fxck Yeah, 30 songs, you know what I mean? And it's gonna be gnarly as hell, because that's all the Sky right there, you know? So it was really important for me. I felt like there was this energy just surging, trying to just explode out, and I had to express myself. I did 4 other albums that are unreleased right now, too.
Unbelievable. You know, you hear about, like, Prince, for instance, and this vault of unreleased music, and you think, so few artists ever write a hit song in their career.
Right.
Then a few artists might get several hit songs in their career. But then you see artists who are prolific and who say, by the way, I have 4 albums I haven't released yet. How do you know, A, when a song is a workable product? Like, hey, this is a song that I want to use somewhere. And B, how is it coming out of you at such a prolific rate?
It all starts from a feeling. To me, it's a spiritual thing. You know, my father's a spiritual man, so I learned to meditate when I was 8 from him and things like that. But music, man, I always get this feeling in my stomach, like a real feeling, you know. I've done martial arts, so it's like chi, you know, and the Dantian, that's what they call it. So for me, it's like, I'm like, damn, man, like, I have such a feeling. If I hear a beat, I know I can write to it if I get this feeling right away. And so I just started focusing on that. I really just started honing in on that. And now, man, I can write a song anytime I go in the studio. I have no doubt in my mind that I can come up with a hit record. I want to be a master of music. That's my goal. And so it's just in me, man. And any person can do it, you know, in their own way, whatever they're meant to do. It doesn't have to be music. But it starts from a feeling. And this feeling, I put it onto the music, and I know it's a hit when you feel the same way I felt when I made it. When you hear it, you know what I mean?
You come off the success of LMFAO. Like you said, you're selling out the Staples Center. You're doing Grammy performances. I mean, you're on top of the world.
That's right.
And then you're talking about, hey, I'm chasing a deal for 2 years with Interscope.
Chasing to get out of a deal.
Or chasing to get out of Interscope, excuse me. And to a certain degree, you've got to now build a whole new brand. You built a mega brand, you're out, and now you have to build a new brand.
Absolutely.
How hard is that hustle? Like, people look at someone like you and they're like, oh, he made it. But now you've got to make it all over again to a certain degree. How hard is that actual process?
It's very humbling, and it just is getting back to the basics, you know. Fu and I started, and we did everything. You know, we toured and did shows for 3 people and just performed like there was 1 million people. I did that on my own not too long ago. Nobody's coming and checking for Sky Blue, you know what I mean, until something happens to where they're going to check for me. So I take that and I think, oh, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to remember this once this goes all around the world and people are inspired by my music again, you know.
Is that philosophy the same as what you had in the beginning with Fu, where you're like, hey, I'm going to have #1 singles, we're going to rule the world? Are you still, 10 years later, is that still built inside of you?
Absolutely, even more so, because now I know it works, you know what I mean? Especially if it's true. If it's truly your expression, it's just a matter of time.
How have you changed musically from then to now?
Just evolved, man. I have a lot more wisdom as a creator, you know. I'm really fast when I write, too, you know, and it's so enjoyable because I don't second guess myself. When you start off and you're making these records, you're like, is that good? I don't know if this and that. I'm in the studio, man. I'm like, keep it.
I've got to get on that wavelength.
Did it. It's a drug. It's like a drug, man.
When you look at the music business today, like you mentioned, business music, when you're making your music, are you making it to say this is going to be a commercially successful single? Or is it, like you said, just, this is what I love. Fuck it if it goes platinum or whatever. And so it is that.
It's that. Fuck it. But it's also, I love to be platinum. I love to be on top. So I'm doing it with that intention to be one of the best that has ever done it. And that's the truth. You know, so it's not like I'm going in there saying I'm just going to make a song. No, I'm going to make a great song. I'm going to make a hit every fucking time when I come in the studio, and I'm going to love it. I'm going to look at everybody's face when they come in here, and they're going to love it. And you know, when people hear my album, when they really do sit down and listen to it, they get it. It's chaos to consciousness. To me, it's a work of art. It's like a statue. You know, that's what I made. That's what we made, me and my big bad fam. You know what I mean? And it's so beautiful. You know, this is most important. I mean, one of the most amazing things. When we released it, all the like 4 or 5 people that it took to make this project, we were sitting in a room and we all hugged and we were like, man, we're so happy we already won. A lot of artists are like, it's never finished. We were like, this is perfect to us. And we just hugged each other like, we already won. You know, we got the Grammy, like, because we made something we can listen to and smile every time. I'm so proud of it, you know.
What are some of the coolest moments you've experienced, man? You had to have experienced just mind-blowing moments. What have been some of the coolest?
My brother, there's a lot I can't tell you. But it's amazing.
That's the stuff I want to hear.
My brother, we can have coffee break. But, like, this world is so, you can't believe what's possible in this world. You know what I mean? Because, you know, in music and stuff, you meet a lot of people with a lot of money, and they start showing you how they really get down, and it's like, damn, that's unbelievable. That's one aspect of it, you know, this crazy lifestyle. But I feel what really got me the most is how music touches people. We're making songs about shuffling and stuff, but people are telling us it made them so happy, it took them away from suicidal thoughts and depression and cutting themselves. And when I'm meeting these people, it just inspired me more to be even more honest in my music and make more records that are gonna resonate with people and help the world, because it's really about people, man. You know, it's really about sharing this great experience we're having now, and And whenever somebody's on the street and they see you, you give them that moment. You can give them a few words that can change their life, especially if they look up to you as an artist, you know? So that's, to me, is one of the biggest things, you know?
Fame is hard, man. Everybody dreams of being famous, but then people who achieve fame don't want to be famous anymore because you can get lost in it. Did you ever have moments where you got lost in your fame?
No, because I've always been somebody that's been like out, you know, like I've been to 12 different schools, never graduated. I'm always the class clown. I'm always the one doing crazy shit. So I've always been the center of attention, and people knew who I was. So it's not that it ever bothered me, the fame, but what I did see is like how people that aren't ready for it, they intend to do one thing, like, okay, I'm gonna be great artist, this and that. But once you start becoming a great artist, you put that great artist to the side, start doing a bunch of drugs and start doing a bunch of chicks and this and that, and then you just get caught up in this lifestyle, and then you know, it ruins you in a way. But I was aware of that, you know what I mean? And I got twisted. I got, you know what I mean?
You had your fun. You had your fun.
Hey, I still have my fun, but that's what Fxck Yeah is about. It's about evolving what that is, because I feel like our entertainment industry right now, thankfully for the internet, there's so many different people that can get exposure now. And I feel that now there's going to be a new, like, renaissance era of art, and people are going to just do it for love of people, not for that extra stuff, which will come, but it's more about being a human and more about having these experiences and dancing and living life to the fullest, you know?
It's funny because people, if you ask a lot of people, people don't realize that you're a Gordy. I mean, you come from music royalty. How did that help? Did it help? Did it hurt?
The only thing that helped, because my grandfather, he's amazing. What he gave us was wisdom. He told us and talked to us, and so we're smarter because of him. And nobody knew we were a Gordy until we were nominated for a Grammy.
It's incredible. I mean, I remember when that all was happening, and I was like, wait, they're related to Berry Gordy? No way. And like you would never, because you think Berry Gordy, you don't think LMFAO, you know?
Right? Oh my God, it's so funny.
It's a dynamic, like you're talking about Motown and LMFAO, but
yeah.
Now it makes sense.
But through the years as a man growing, in my 20s, me and my grandfather became really, really close. You know, we started having really deep talks, and I'm just so thankful to even know him, have him as a mentor, because he's one of the smartest people I've ever even read about, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he's an icon.
I didn't even know my grandfather was famous until I was in 3rd grade, and I was in history class, and I was looking, there was a chapter on my grandfather. And I said, yo, that's my granddad, we was playing chess last weekend. And they're like, oh wow, your name is Gordy. And then kids start asking me to hear their demos and all this stuff, and so even in school, I didn't even say my name was Gordy. At some schools, I was like, my name is Skylar Austin. That's my middle name. You know?
Do you? I've always wondered that I just had Dina Martin in here, Dean Martin's daughter, and I always wonder what it's like growing up the son or the grandson of someone famous. Is it something that you embrace, or is it something you want to run away from?
I feel like it depends on the person, you know, and their experience. But for me, I was in and out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely had a taste of the highs and lows of life. I wouldn't even say the lows. I'd say, you know, the street and the success. I've seen it all. When I was a kid, me and my mom, we lived in a nice little condo or something, but then I would go, you know, one of my mom's best friends is Kim Richards. So we'd go Paris Hilton. I grew up with Paris since I was a kid. And I would see their huge mansion, and I'd be like, oh my God. And then I go back to me and my mom, and it made me like just dream about achieving that, you know what I mean? So I'd have these little tastes and this and that, and then, you know, my grandfather's house, I'm like, oh my God, this is something, I need some shit like this. But then me and my mom, like, Mom, one day I'm gonna get some shit, we gonna get some shit straight up, you know? And so it made me a real big dreamer. I even remember when I was living in my car, I used to break into mansions that were half done, and I would smoke weed, and I'd go into every room, me and my cousin, and we'd be like, okay, this is the game room, this could be the bedroom, this is where we're gonna have all the bitches on this side, and they just, you know, we bring them out, give them food, you know what I'm saying?
you and I, before we got started, we were talking about a great story, because I was just watching You've got someone filming you right now, and
Fang, that's my brother.
Fang's off camera, but Fang, for those who don't know Fang, kind of looks like Steve Aoki with like a bigger beard. I go, how many times a day do you get told you look like Steve Aoki?
But do you know?
You know, actually, Fang, come on over here.
Yeah,
Let's bring
come
Fang
here.
on
Do you
camera
know
for a
Fang is
second.
royalty though? Dance
Fang.
royalty. You ever heard of Quest Crew?
No, I'm not.
They're the best. They're the #1 dance crew in the
So
world.
bend down so that everybody can see. That's Fang, guys. We just brought Fang on camera. So Fang, we were talking about Steve Aoki, and I was just watching this great documentary on Netflix about Steve Aoki, which led to a conversation around a great documentary that Netflix did on DJ AM, which then you told me DJ AM was instrumental in LMFAO.
Oh, so this is what happened, man. DJ AM and Steve Aoki threw a night called Banana Split
I was just
Sundays.
watching that in the documentary.
No way.
It was. They
It's in the
talked about
documentary?
how that was the first. I had no idea because I'm not from LA, but that was the beginning of that kind of nightlife
Electro,
era in LA. And
That
they
we were there for years. Me and Fu, years. We were there before LMFAO and after. We were there, and it inspired us. It inspired us so much. AM came to us. Me and Fu were just doing hip hop, straight hip hop, and AM came to us and gave us a CD of electro and said, "Hey, I want you to do this produce a Smirnoff commercial, but it has to be electro," because he knew we produced. And so we listened to it and we're like, whoa, this is dope, but there's nobody rapping on this shit. And so that's where the idea sparked. And we started making electro music. And for me as a rapper, you know, like I was in and out of the hood, but I didn't grow up in the hood like all the way, like at all like that, you know? So I was like, nah, you know, Tupac was like my biggest idol, but I was like, I'm not like that. I can't express myself. Like I gotta be true to myself and I wanna evolve hip hop. So I was in this kind of mentality, and Fu was as well. And so when we got the electro, that was amazing for us to really. It was a new palette for us to create with. And then from then on, we started doing LMFAO, and I was 19 at the time. Right before we started LMFAO, and AM would let me in the clubs. Like I'd come in the club at like 7 p.m. and I'd hide so the fire marshal would go, and then about 11 I'd come up, they give me drink tickets, you know what I mean? So I'm really thankful for AM, man. He was like he's one of the biggest reasons why I'm successful today. So
I want to know why you're royalty now.
this is Fang from the Quest Crew, man.
I don't know
Quest Crew?
What is Quest Crew? Talk
You
to
don't know America's Best Dance Crew? You heard this?
I don't watch these. They keep me locked up in here all day.
Look,
They have me chained in the back to the heater.
You got a phone with Wi-Fi with some Wi-Fi?
I didn't bring my phone in because I don't want it going off.
Well,
So you're you're a dancer?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's an unbelievable dancer is what you're
So
telling me.
America's Best Dance Crew, they won the second season, right?
Third.
The third season. Then all the winners from like 10 seasons came back to do like the best of challenge.
And he won.
And him and his crew.
So
And their family, they're in the party rock, they're LMFAO too. That's all the shuffling. How do you think we learn how to shuffle?
We hear so many times, and obviously you guys are friends. You've had your arm around him the whole time. Like you can tell there is a true affection and relationship there. Mm-hmm. When you're at the height of all this fame, everybody's calling you. Like you probably have friends coming out of the walls in every city, every place. But then you kind of go on your own. I'm assuming, as you hear with like athletes, that breaks off, right? Mm-hmm. Is that when you realize who your real friends are at that moment?
I mean, you can tell who's genuine and who's not, because you can meet somebody, tomorrow, and they have an amazing heart, and so you want to be around them. It just so happened that we worked together, and we just formed a bond like brothers, you know what I mean? So this is my family, like 100% my family,
You're awesome, man.
Yeah.
I could talk to you for another hour because your life fascinates me because most people will never understand what you've experienced both on the highs and lows.
Yeah.
And, when you look at the lows, are there moments that they never seem like they're going to end?
I look at the lows like this because I've had some really tough shit going on, even recently. It's extremely hard. But I look at it like are you gonna pass this test? Are you gonna learn this lesson? You know what I mean? You go through these lows so you can learn, and I'm just looking at what I can learn so I can be better and I can be stronger, because you make it out of that, you're that much stronger. It's so true. So I'm a fighter. I've been fighting my whole life. I've been doing 5 different disciplines of martial arts since I was 3 years old. I've been in many street fights, so many damn street fights, it's not even funny, but I approach life like this, and so I feel like anytime I'm in the low or whatever, I'm saying I'm going to learn this lesson and I'm going to be stronger for it.
Anything you would change about the last 10, 12 years?
Fuck no.
Fuck yeah, or fuck no.
No, fuck no, because now I'm living fuck yeah.
That's
You
the
know
sequel
what I
to
mean?
Fuck Yes, Fuck No. Guys, everybody make sure to check out Sky's new album, Fuck Yeah. I can say that, I gotta say it like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, this
and I
is the
did it like
sign.
a heavy metal, like it's so bad.
This is the sign. So here,
What the hell are
boom,
you doing with my finger?
boom.
Oh,
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Chaos to Consciousness on iTunes, ya bitch.
check out his album.